Every 3 minutes, an American does something so strange in public that bystanders literally freeze in shock. I've compiled the most unhinged examples, and the pattern I discovered will terrify you. Why are normal people suddenly doing these things, and why is it spreading faster than ever? 1. Americans have turned grocery shopping into a social event. Your mom strikes up conversations with strangers about tomato ripeness. Dad debates cereal brands with someone in aisle 3. The cashier becomes a temporary therapist. Meanwhile, you're dying of embarrassment, wondering why your family treats Walmart like a neighborhood block party. International students find this behavior absolutely baffling. 2. Drive-thrus exist for everything imaginable in America. Coffee, banking, pharmacy pickups, even wedding ceremonies in some states. People refuse to leave their cars for basic errands. You can get married, divorced, caffeinated, and pick up prescription medications without stepping outside. Fresh air becomes optional when convenience rules. Some Americans complete entire days without walking more than 10 feet from their vehicle. 3. Saturday mornings transform American neighborhoods into outdoor flea markets. Families drag old furniture, books, and random junk onto their front lawns. Early birds arrive at dawn, haggling over prices like professional negotiators. A 50-cent vase becomes a heated debate. Neighbors show up just to snoop through each other's belongings. It's basically community therapy disguised as commerce, where yesterday's trash becomes someone else's treasure. 4. Americans discuss medical conditions like weather updates. Grocery store lines become impromptu health forums where strangers compare medications. Pill organizers get displayed without shame at restaurant tables. Someone's colonoscopy results become casual dinner conversation. Foreigners watch in horror as deeply personal health details get shared with complete strangers. Privacy apparently doesn't extend to digestive issues or prescription drug schedules in American culture. 5. Pajama pants have become acceptable public attire across America. People wear them to grocery stores, airports, gas stations, and school pickup lines. Major retailers sell pajamas marketed as day wear. Nobody bats an eye at flannel pants in Target at noon. Other countries view this trend as complete madness. Americans have basically decided comfort trumps conventional fashion rules in most social situations. 6. American portion sizes defy international comprehension. Gas stations sell fountain drinks exceeding 1 liter. Restaurant meals could feed small villages. Free refills flow endlessly at most establishments. Big Gulp became a cultural phenomenon rather than a warning sign. Visitors from other countries photograph American food portions like tourist attractions, amazed that humans regularly consume such massive quantities without medical intervention or public concern. 7. Sports victories transform American cities into spontaneous street festivals. Fans pour from buildings, honking horns and screaming at strangers. Traffic stops completely as celebrations take over major intersections. Furniture sometimes gets burned in parking lots. Police deploy crowd control teams just to manage the victory chaos. These eruptions happen whether it's professional championships or high school homecoming games. Public celebration becomes a community obligation. 8. Marathon season turns entire neighborhoods into impromptu cheer squads. Complete strangers line sidewalks yelling, "You've got this!" at runners they've never met. Volunteers hand out water cups and orange slices like they're feeding family members. High fives get slapped between sweaty palms and random hands. The weirdest part? People wake up early on weekends just to stand outside and scream encouragement at exhausted joggers wearing numbers. 9. October transforms suburban America into a horror movie set competition. Neighbors spend hundreds of dollars turning front yards into fake graveyards, complete with fog machines and motion sensor zombies. Giant inflatable spiders appear overnight on rooftops. Some houses play spooky sound effects so loud the mailman jumps. Kids map out neighborhoods based on which decorations are worth the walk. Whole streets become tourist destinations for people driving around just to gawk at the creativity. 10. Shopping mall food courts become proposal theaters where flash mobs suddenly break into choreographed dances. Jumbotrons at baseball games flash, "Will you marry me?" messages while 40,000 strangers hold their breath, waiting for an answer. Sometimes the person says no, and everyone just sits there awkwardly. Other times, strangers hold up handmade signs to help with the proposal. Either way, your most intimate moment becomes public entertainment for people eating nachos. 11. Airport terminals showcase the great American fashion mystery, socks with sandals. This combination appears everywhere from shopping malls to national parks, sparking endless debates about comfort versus style. International visitors take photos of this phenomenon like it's a rare bird sighting. Both teenagers and senior citizens rock this look with equal confidence. Somehow, pairing wool socks with open-toed shoes became an acceptable travel uniform that makes perfect sense to absolutely no one except Americans. 12. Car bumpers become family broadcasting systems with stick figure announcements of every household member. Soccer mom, honor student, and baby on board stickers turn vehicles into mobile family newsletters. Some cars display political opinions, others brag about vacation destinations. The stick figures show kids, pets, and sometimes deceased relatives. Parking lots become reading material where strangers learn intimate details about families they'll never meet just by walking past their minivans. 13. Checkout lines transform into savings competition zones where people loudly announce their coupon victories. "I saved $47," gets shouted with the enthusiasm of a lottery winner. Extreme couponing became a television phenomenon because Americans turned grocery shopping into a competitive sport. Phone apps get shared between strangers comparing discount deals. The cashier becomes an unwilling audience member listening to detailed breakdowns of every bargain. Somehow, spending money while bragging about not spending money makes perfect sense. 14. Every possible gathering begins with the national anthem, from Little League games to high school graduations. Hats come off, hands go over hearts, and everyone stands in synchronized patriotic silence. School assemblies, county fairs, and even some restaurant openings feature anthem performances. Visitors from other countries find this level of formality surprising at casual events. Local celebrities or talented kids often get recruited to sing, turning a simple song into a community performance that makes grocery store openings feel like presidential inaugurations. 15. Americans haul massive water bottles everywhere like they're preparing for a desert expedition. These aren't your regular 16-ounce bottles. We're talking about gallon jugs, half-gallon containers covered in motivational quotes, and bottles so big they need their own backpack strap. Teens especially treat hydration like a competitive sport, comparing bottle brands and tracking daily water intake on phone apps that ping every hour with reminders. 16. Senior Skip Day represents one of America's strangest educational traditions, where rule-breaking becomes officially unofficial. High school seniors collectively decide to ditch classes for a day, and everyone pretends it's spontaneous. Teachers know exactly when it's happening. Principals schedule light coursework. Parents suddenly develop convenient amnesia about their kids' beach plans. The whole system conspires to make rebellion feel organized and sanctioned. 17. American bathroom stalls have gaps so large you could practically shake hands with the person next door. These aren't subtle cracks. We're talking about inch-wide spaces that let you see shoes, ankles, and sometimes more than anyone bargained for. Europeans visiting America often report feeling like they're using the restroom in a fishbowl. The official explanation involves safety checks and cleaning access, but the reality feels more like architectural oversight. 18. American flags appear on everything from pickup trucks to underwear, creating a patriotic visual overload that surprises international visitors. Homes display flags year-round, not just during holidays. Car dealerships plant giant flagpoles visible from highways. Restaurants serve flag-themed napkins with burgers. The flag becomes wallpaper, clothing pattern, and decorative accent simultaneously. Some neighborhoods compete over who can display the largest or most flags, turning patriotism into a friendly contest. 19. Wedding guests throw rice at newlyweds because ancient Romans believed it would bring fertility and prosperity. Modern couples often substitute birdseed, bubbles, or flower petals after venues complained about cleanup nightmares and slippery sidewalks. The tradition persists despite making no practical sense in contemporary life. Guests dutifully purchase tiny bags of throwing material, creating brief moments where everyone becomes amateur artillery, launching projectiles at people in expensive clothing. 20. Chain restaurants transform into makeshift party venues where underpaid teenagers sing birthday songs that sound like copyright-avoiding remixes of familiar tunes. The birthday person gets crowned with a paper hat that screams, "Look at me," while strangers join the clapping ritual. Free desserts come with sparklers and enough fanfare to make actual celebrities jealous. These celebrations happen multiple times per shift, turning dinner service into an endless parade of awkward musical performances. 21. Tailgating transforms stadium parking lots into temporary cities where fans spend more money on party supplies than actual game tickets. Elaborate setups include portable TVs, full kitchens, and furniture that rivals some people's living rooms. Grills fire up 4 hours before kickoff, filling the air with smoke and competitive cooking aromas. Some tailgaters never enter the stadium, treating the parking lot party as the main event while the actual game becomes background noise. 22. Christmas sweater parties have become serious business in America. People spend weeks hunting for the most ridiculous designs possible. Office workers coordinate ugly sweater competitions with actual prizes. The tackier, the better. Reindeer with googly eyes? Perfect. Santa stuck in a chimney? Even better. Some sweaters light up or play music. What started as ironic fashion became genuine holiday tradition. Friends swap sweaters like trading cards. 23. Flight attendants cringe when it happens, but passengers still do it anyway. The moment wheels touch the runway, scattered clapping breaks out across the cabin. Sometimes it's just one person starting an awkward solo performance. Other times, half the plane joins in like they just witnessed a miracle. International travelers find this bizarre. Do Americans think flying is still that dangerous? The pilots can't even hear the applause from the cockpit. 24. Costco shoppers push carts the size of small vehicles through warehouse aisles. Families buy enough toilet paper to last 6 months. A single cheese block weighs more than most restaurant meals. The free sample stations create traffic jams on weekends. People plan entire lunch strategies around tiny paper cups of food. Shopping trips require SUVs just to transport the haul home. Bulk buying becomes an extreme sport. 25. Want a bite? Gets said without hesitation at American food courts. Friends automatically share fries, pizza slices, and even ice cream cones. The same spoon goes from mouth to mouth without anyone batting an eye. Foreign exchange students watch in horror as germs get passed around like party favors. Double-dipping chips happens constantly. Sharing food means sharing friendship. Personal space rules don't apply to snacks here. 26. American towns throw parades for literally everything imaginable. High school football wins get full marching band treatment. Local pickle festivals shut down entire streets. Fire trucks roll out for newly elected dog mayors. Candy gets tossed from floats like confetti. Even failed businesses sometimes get farewell parades. The bigger and more random the celebration, the more people show up. Every occasion deserves a parade, apparently. 27. Black Friday turns normal shoppers into strategic warriors every November. People camp outside electronics stores for 3 days straight. Families create detailed battle plans with spreadsheets and walkie-talkies. Fights break out over discounted televisions. Police officers monitor crowds like riot control. The stampedes make international news footage every year. Some shoppers skip Thanksgiving dinner to secure their spot in line. Capitalism becomes a contact sport. 28. Strangers climb into cars together through rideshare apps without thinking twice about it. Uber Pool and Lyft Line stuff random people into back seats. Awkward small talk fills the journey while everyone stares at their phones. Sometimes passengers become friends. Other times, complete silence reigns for 20 minutes. Drivers play referee between conflicting music requests. Rating each other afterward feels like speed dating reviews. Modern carpooling with total strangers. 29. Americans have turned their hairdressers and barbers into unofficial therapists. Walk into any salon and you'll hear customers spilling their deepest secrets while getting a trim. Marriage problems, work drama, family feuds, it all comes out in the chair. The stylists nod knowingly, offering advice between snips. What happens in the salon rarely stays there, though. These conversations often become neighborhood gossip by dinner time. 30. Family vacation photos at Disney World look like uniform conventions. Matching t-shirts with clever sayings like, Smith Family Vacation 2024 inches are everywhere. Some families coordinate down to their shoes and accessories. The shirts help parents spot their kids in crowds, but they also announce to everyone that the Johnsons are having their annual reunion. Other cultures find this group costume approach bizarre, but Americans embrace the coordinated chaos. 31. Professional dog walkers in major cities look like they're leading small parades. One person managing 12 dogs of different sizes creates quite a spectacle. The dogs often wear seasonal outfits, Santa hats in December, flower crowns in spring. Neighbors recognize these walking convoys and wave from their windows. Some walkers become local celebrities, known by their pack rather than their names. The sight confuses tourists who wonder how one person controls so many pets. 32. American movie theaters sound more like sports arenas during blockbuster films. Audiences cheer when heroes appear, gasp at plot twists, and applaud during credit rolls. Horror movies bring screams and nervous laughter from strangers. Superhero films get the loudest reactions, with people shouting at the screen. This interactive viewing experience shocks visitors from quieter movie cultures. Rocky Horror screenings take participation to extreme levels with costumes and props. 33. Real estate open houses attract curious neighbors who have no intention of buying. Strangers wander through bedrooms and kitchens, critiquing decorating choices out loud. Some visitors treat it like a free home tour, sampling cookies and punch. Neighbors gossip about asking prices and speculate about why families are moving. These events become informal community gatherings where everyone shares opinions about granite countertops and carpet choices. 34. Public libraries have become community treasure chests, giving away everything from books to vegetable seeds. Free DVD nights clear out entire collections to make shelf space. Book sales happen monthly with bags of novels for $5. Some libraries offer free computer classes, tax help, and even tool lending programs. These events draw crowds who treat librarians like local heroes, distributing educational gold. 35. Small dogs riding in strollers through shopping malls has become completely normal. Purse-sized carriers let pets accompany their owners everywhere, from grocery stores to coffee shops. Some establishments offer puppuccinos, whipped cream treats for canine customers. Pet fashion shows happen in public parks where dogs model tiny outfits. This pet pampering culture amazes visitors who expect animals to walk on their own four legs. 36. High school athletes treasure their Letterman jackets like family heirlooms. These wool and leather symbols of teenage glory get worn to grocery stores, family barbecues, and even job interviews decades later. The patches tell stories of Friday night victories and team spirit. Some 40-year-olds still squeeze into jackets from 1995, proudly displaying faded letters while their kids roll their eyes in embarrassment. 37. American baby showers turn restaurants into party zones with balloons, presents, and awkward games. Strangers watch expectant mothers guess baby food flavors blindfolded or measure their belly with toilet paper. The guess the candy bar in the diaper game makes even seasoned parents cringe. Restaurant staff navigate around gift tables while other diners witness someone opening tiny socks and receiving advice about sleep schedules from virtual strangers. 38. High school promposals have become elaborate productions worthy of Broadway. Students hire mariachi bands, rent exotic animals, or coordinate flash mobs in school cafeterias. The pressure to say yes intensifies when 50 classmates film your reaction for TikTok. Some kids spend their part-time job money on custom banners, professional photographers, and enough roses to stock a flower shop. Rejection becomes a public spectacle nobody wants to experience. 39. Americans turn any open space into an impromptu sports field without hesitation. Office workers toss wadded paper during lunch breaks, while families play catch with hamburger wrappers at picnics. Beach volleyball nets appear on random patches of sand. Strangers get recruited into frisbee games at city parks. No official equipment required. Creativity and enthusiasm fill the gaps. The whole world becomes a potential playing field for spontaneous athletic adventures. 40. Fireworks explode across American skies for reasons that barely qualify as holidays. Graduation parties feature backyard pyrotechnics that rival small-town 4th of July displays. Birthday celebrations include illegal Roman candles purchased from roadside stands. Even successful job interviews get commemorated with sparklers and bottle rockets. Fire departments work overtime during summer months, responding to grass fires caused by amateur pyrotechnic enthusiasts who couldn't wait for the official celebration season. 41. Flash mobs transform ordinary public spaces into carefully choreographed dance floors. Dozens of random people suddenly break into synchronized routines they've practiced for months. Shopping malls become stages for marriage proposals, while train stations host corporate advertising stunts. The irony hits hard. Spontaneous moments require extensive planning, rehearsal schedules, and costume coordination. Spectators film everything, making these manufactured moments go viral across social media platforms within hours. 42. Karaoke transforms shy Americans into temporary rock stars who belt out classics with zero shame. Strangers grab microphones and massacre "Don't Stop Believin'" while crowds cheer enthusiastically. Bad singing gets rewarded with louder applause than actual talent. Summer festivals feature outdoor karaoke where entire neighborhoods join group sing-alongs. The worse your voice, the bigger the audience support. Even tone-deaf performances receive standing ovations from encouraging crowds who appreciate pure enthusiasm over musical ability. 43. Sports victories turn ordinary Americans into street performers. Fans pour out of bars and living rooms honking horns like there's no tomorrow. Cars circle blocks for hours, windows down, people screaming team chants. Some cities prepare for this chaos by closing streets. The police show up not to stop the party, but to make sure nobody gets hurt while celebrating. 44. That tiny speaker in your backpack just became everyone's problem. Americans drag portable speakers to beaches, subways, hiking trails, and grocery stores. Volume cranked to maximum, of course. Strangers will request songs like you're their personal DJ. Cities keep passing laws about noise levels, but enforcement is spotty. Your morning commute now includes someone's workout playlist, whether you want it or not. 45. Free food samples create instant mob scenes in America. Costco weekends look like feeding time at the zoo. People plan entire shopping trips around sample schedules, arriving hungry and leaving satisfied without buying much. Kids master the art of circling back for seconds while parents pretend not to notice. Staff joke about customers who treat samples like a full meal deal. 46. Movie premieres become costume conventions for regular people. Fans spend months crafting elaborate outfits for superhero releases. Local theaters host contests for best-dressed attendees. Some costumes cost more than the movie tickets themselves. News crews interview the most creative fans in parking lots. Adults take this more seriously than Halloween, and that's saying something for this country. 47. Pancakes at midnight? Totally normal here. American diners serve breakfast foods around the clock because someone decided dinner rules don't apply to waffles. Gas stations stock breakfast sandwiches at 3 a.m. for shift workers and insomniacs. Breakfast for dinner is an actual meal category families plan. Even fancy restaurants jumped on the all-day breakfast trend because money talks. 48. Concert lines form days before tickets go on sale. Fans bring camping gear to sidewalks outside venues, creating temporary neighborhoods of music lovers. Lawn chairs mark territory while people take bathroom breaks. Line cutting sparks heated arguments among strangers who've bonded over shared artists. Friends coordinate elaborate spot-holding schemes that would impress military strategists. The concert becomes secondary to the camping experience. 49. Complete strangers will stop you to praise your shoes. Americans compliment random people's outfits like it's their civic duty. "I love your bag" echoes through shopping malls daily. These interactions often spark conversations about where items were purchased or styled. Many visitors find this level of openness shocking compared to their home countries. But honestly, who doesn't smile when someone notices their fashion choices? 50. American food competitions turn eating into a spectator sport. Every July 4th, thousands gather to watch people stuff hot dogs down their throats at record speed. County fairs host pie-eating contests where contestants dive face-first into blueberry filling. The crowd cheers louder for messy eaters than clean ones. Winners get trophies, cash prizes, and their names in local newspapers. These events draw families who pack picnics just to watch strangers consume ridiculous amounts of food in minutes. 51. Pet parades transform ordinary dogs into costume celebrities walking down Main Street. Halloween brings out elaborate outfits, dogs dressed as superheroes, pirates, or matching their owners' themes. Some people spend weeks hand-sewing intricate costumes complete with hats and accessories. The contests get serious with categories like Most Creative and Best Dressed Duo. Local news crews interview winners while proud pet parents pose for photos. Well, it's basically a fashion show where the models have 4 legs and wagging tails. 52. Kids across America set up lemonade stands on sidewalks, becoming tiny entrepreneurs with big dreams. These pint-sized business owners make change, serve drinks, and learn customer service before they're 10 years old. Neighbors deliberately walk by to support the young CEOs with quarters and dollar bills. The drinks might be too sweet or watery, but nobody complains. Local news stations sometimes feature the most successful stands, turning children into minor celebrities. It's capitalism at its most innocent and adorable. 53. Backyard barbecues bring entire neighborhoods together for massive outdoor feasts every weekend. New neighbors get invited before they've even unpacked their boxes completely. The host provides burgers and hot dogs while everyone else brings sides, creating tables loaded with dozens of different dishes. Kids run around with sticky fingers while adults argue about the best grilling techniques. These gatherings can last all day with people coming and going as they please. Nobody leaves hungry and everyone takes home leftovers. 54. Gender reveal parties have evolved into elaborate productions that sometimes make national headlines for all the wrong reasons. Couples use colored smoke, fireworks, and giant balloons to announce whether they're having a boy or girl. Crowds gather in parks or backyards, phones ready to capture the big moment for social media. But when things go wrong, they go spectacularly wrong. Fires have started, accidents have happened, and emergency responders get called. Some towns now have restrictions on how dramatic these reveals can be. 55. Ice cream trucks create neighborhood chaos every summer evening with their distinctive jingles echoing through suburban streets. The moment that tinkling melody starts, kids drop everything and sprint toward the sound, sometimes barefoot and clutching crumpled dollar bills. Adults often join the chase, claiming they're buying for the children while secretly craving those childhood treats. The trucks move slowly, deliberately building anticipation as they navigate every street. Some neighborhoods even track their routes online because missing the ice cream truck is basically a summer tragedy. 56. Pumpkin spice flavoring takes over America every fall like a caffeinated orange invasion that nobody asked for, but everyone seems to crave. Coffee shops, bakeries, and grocery stores compete to release the most ridiculous pumpkin-flavored products first. You'll find pumpkin spice in lattes, cookies, candles, soap, and even dog treats. The obsession starts in August and doesn't end until Christmas decorations appear. Foreigners watch this seasonal madness with bewildered expressions, wondering why Americans need pumpkin flavor in literally everything they consume or smell. 57. Americans hand out praise like candy on Halloween. You tied your shoes without looking? Amazing! You remembered to bring your lunch. You're crushing it today. Gold Star stickers aren't just for kindergarten anymore. They're plastered on everything from homework to grocery lists. Even the cashier at Target gets a motivational great job scanning that barcode. It's like everyone's a personal cheerleader waiting to celebrate the smallest victory. 58. Friday night at Jefferson Middle School means one thing: talent show chaos. The gym fills with folding chairs while kids juggle, sing off key, and perform magic tricks that don't quite work. But here's the thing. Nobody cares if the rabbit stays in the hat. Parents cheer like their child just won an Oscar. The kid who plays chopsticks on piano gets the same standing ovation as the girl who does actual backflips. Participation medals for everyone. 59. Break your arm and suddenly you're the most popular person in the room. Everyone wants the story. How high was the tree? Did it hurt? What did the bone look like? Your cast becomes a walking billboard for friendship signatures and inside jokes written in permanent marker. Kids compare broken bones like trading cards. I broke my wrist, but Tommy broke his femur. Meanwhile, adults share surgery details with complete strangers at Starbucks. 60. High school graduation in America isn't just a ceremony. It's a full-scale production. Football stadiums packed with thousands of people, each family armed with air horns and poster boards. When little Timmy's name gets called, his relatives lose their minds like he just scored the winning touchdown. The cap toss finale creates a sea of flying mortarboards while news crews capture every emotional hug. Some families hire professional photographers just for this moment. 61. Step into any elevator and someone will mention the weather within 30 seconds. Hot enough for you? Can you believe this humidity? At least it's not raining. Weather becomes the universal conversation starter between strangers, coworkers, and even enemies. Americans check weather apps more than social media, then apologize for rain they didn't create. The forecast dominates small talk from coast to coast, making meteorologists accidental celebrities. 62. Every shopping mall fountain sparkles with thousands of coins from hopeful wishmakers. Pennies, nickels, and quarters pile up as people toss money and dream about lottery wins, true love, or passing their driving test. Some fountains collect so much cash, they donate thousands to charity each year. Security guards have seen everything. Marriage proposals over fountain coins, kids fishing for quarters, and tourists throwing foreign currency while making elaborate wishes. 63. Campaign season transforms peaceful parks into political battlegrounds. Candidates arrive with buses, banners, and enough free hot dogs to feed a small army. Supporters wave signs while rival groups gather across the street with opposing chants. Local news crews hunt for the perfect soundbite while volunteers hand out buttons, stickers, and promises. Music blares from loudspeakers as politicians kiss babies and pose for selfies with anyone willing to vote. 64. Fantasy football has turned ordinary cafes into war rooms. Grown adults huddle over laptops, arguing whether to start their backup quarterback or trade their star running back. Coffee shops become draft headquarters where friendships are tested over waiver wire pickups. The guy next to you isn't checking emails, he's calculating if his kicker can outscore your entire bench this week. 65. Restaurants now dare customers to survive their Death Wing challenge or finish a burger the size of a small pizza. Winners get their photo on the wall of fame and maybe a free t-shirt. Losers pay full price for food they couldn't finish and nurse their wounded pride. Crowds gather to watch strangers suffer through ghost pepper sauce, cheering like it's a gladiator match. 66. Dads weaponize terrible puns in grocery store aisles without warning. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. The collective groan from their teenagers could power a small city. Strangers either laugh along or pretend they didn't hear it. These jokes are so bad they're good, and every dad knows it. The worse the joke, the prouder they seem. 67. College football turns faces into walking billboards. Fans arrive with elaborate tiger stripes, team logos, and enough glitter to blind a referee. Some spend hours perfecting their face art, only to sweat it off by halftime. The more ridiculous the paint job, the louder they cheer. Local news always finds the most creative face painter to interview during timeouts. 68. Graduation cap tosses have evolved into coordinated photo shoots. Before the traditional hat throw, graduates spend 20 minutes arranging the perfect group selfie. Everyone must throw their caps at exactly the right angle for maximum Instagram impact. Some schools now ban the toss entirely because finding your specific cap among hundreds is nearly impossible. The photo matters more than the tradition. 69. Playground equipment wasn't designed for 200-pound adults, but that doesn't stop them. Parents squeeze into swings meant for 8-year-olds and attempt monkey bars with questionable success. The slide that seemed huge in childhood now barely fits one adult leg. Playground visits become family bonding experiences where everyone acts like kids again, regardless of their actual age or physical limitations. 70. Fanny packs made a comeback and nobody's embarrassed about it. Tourists, festival goers, and even fashion influencers rock them across their chests or around their waists. They're practical for carrying phones, snacks, and sunscreen without the hassle of a purse or backpack. Airport security loves them because they're easy to scan. What was once considered hopelessly uncool is now genuinely trendy again. 71. Americans have entire conversations with their pets while walking down busy sidewalks. "Do you want to go to the park, buddy?" they ask their golden retriever, who barks back enthusiastically. Strangers passing by don't even blink. They might even jump into the conversation themselves, asking the dog's name or breed. Pet owners genuinely wait for their animals to respond with tail wags, meows, or head tilts before making decisions about which direction to walk next. 72. Wedding receptions, county fairs, and graduation parties all feature the same phenomenon. Music starts playing, and suddenly dozens of people form perfect lines, stepping in unison to songs like Cupid Shuffle or Electric Slide. Nobody needs an invitation to join. Strangers teach the steps to confuse newcomers mid-dance. Everyone claps when someone nails a particularly tricky move. The beauty lies in how inclusive it becomes. Shy wallflowers transform into confident dancers when everyone's doing the exact same moves together. 73. July brings a strange contradiction across America. Outside temperatures soar past 90 degrees, but inside every store, restaurant, and office building, People shiver in Arctic conditions. Shoppers bring sweaters to the grocery store in summer. Restaurants keep stacks of blankets for customers who can't finish their meals because they're too cold. Movie theaters become freezers where audiences wrap themselves in jackets. International visitors pack winter clothes for summer trips, learning that American air conditioning doesn't just cool, it practically creates indoor winter. 74. Behind shopping centers and apartment complexes, an underground economy thrives. People carefully search through dumpsters looking for perfectly good furniture, electronics, and food that businesses throw away daily. They call it freegan living or urban treasure hunting. Some cities have entire communities built around salvaging discarded items. What seems like garbage to one person becomes someone else's dining room table or vintage jacket. Laws vary wildly. Some places encourage it for environmental reasons, while others consider it trespassing. 75. Every single day brings a new reason to celebrate something completely random. National Donut Day, Talk Like a Pirate Day, Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day. The calendar overflows with manufactured holidays. Social media amplifies these mini celebrations until millions participate. Companies give away free products tied to whatever day it happens to be. Restaurants offer special menus for National Grilled Cheese Day. The enthusiasm is genuine, even though most people invented these holidays themselves just a few years ago. 76. Driving behind someone with a license plate reading "Pizza for me" or "Too cool for you" sparks immediate curiosity about their personality. Custom license plates become mobile billboards for people's hobbies, jokes, or life philosophies. Some combinations get rejected by the DMV for being inappropriate, creating heated debates about free speech. Drivers spend considerable time and money crafting the perfect 7-character message. Others try to decode meanings while stuck in traffic, turning highway driving into a puzzle game about strangers' identities. 77. Car windows covered in washable paint announce everything from "just married" to "happy, sweet 16 inches" to "go Team Tigers." Balloons tied to antennas flutter in the wind while ribbons stream from door handles. Drive-by birthday parties became popular during pandemic lockdowns, but the tradition stuck around. Graduation celebrations involve entire convoys of decorated vehicles honking through neighborhoods. Sometimes the decorations stay on for weeks after the event, becoming rolling reminders of whatever milestone was celebrated with such automotive enthusiasm. 78. Americans will literally sleep on concrete sidewalks for the chance to buy the newest iPhone or limited edition sneakers. Tents appear days before store openings, creating temporary homeless camps of choice. News crews interview the dedicated first-in-line customers like they're conquering heroes. Store employees bring them coffee and donuts, treating the whole spectacle like a celebration instead of questioning why anyone would camp for consumer goods. 79. Walk through any American town and you'll spot someone wearing their high school graduation year on a faded t-shirt. Class of 1,987 inches shirts get worn to grocery stores, family barbecues, and even job interviews decades later. These people never quite move past their glory days. Some shirts get passed down through families like precious heirlooms. The really committed ones wear their college graduation years too, just in case you forgot they went to State University. 80. Couples decide their wedding vows weren't quite permanent enough the first time, so they renew them in public parks with complete strangers as witnesses. Kids throw flower petals while random joggers stop to watch the impromptu ceremony. Local news stations eat this stuff up, calling it heartwarming instead of unnecessary. Event planners now market vow renewals like they're selling new marriages, because apparently saying "I do" once just isn't dramatic enough for some people. 81. Americans will toast absolutely anything with the enthusiasm of winning the lottery. "Cheers to making it through Wednesday," they'll shout, clinking glasses like they just survived a war. Someone gets a parking spot and suddenly everyone's raising their drinks in celebration. Strangers at nearby tables join in because why not toast random Tuesday achievements? The weirdest part is how seriously everyone takes these meaningless celebrations, as if toasting your successful grocery shopping trip actually matters. 82. Shopping malls have become impromptu TikTok studios where teenagers block walkways to film the same dance 15 times. Shoppers navigate around these mini film sets while kids argue about camera angles and lighting. Security guards hover nearby, unsure whether to intervene or just accept that retail spaces are now content creation zones. Groups spend entire afternoons perfecting 30-second videos that might get 12 likes. Meanwhile, actual customers just want to buy shoes without dodging choreography. 83. Airport terminals now host an entire zoo of emotional support animals that definitely weren't service animals last decade. Miniature horses trot through security checkpoints, while support pigs snort in airplane aisles. Airlines constantly update their policies because someone always tries to bring increasingly ridiculous animals aboard. College classrooms welcome support peacocks and therapy ferrets. The line between legitimate medical need and wanting your pet everywhere has become completely blurred, leaving everyone confused about what's actually legal. 84. Picture a crowded room full of people dancing enthusiastically to complete silence. Welcome to America's silent disco phenomenon, where everyone wears glowing headphones and grooves to music only they can hear. Outsiders see a bunch of adults flailing around like they're having synchronized seizures. Multiple DJs broadcast different genres simultaneously, so half the room might be doing the tango while others break dance. Libraries and museums now host these surreal dance parties because apparently nowhere is sacred anymore. 85. Girl Scout cookie season arrives like clockwork every year. These young entrepreneurs set up card tables outside grocery stores, at office buildings, and even door-to-door in neighborhoods. Adults lose their minds over Thin Mints and Samoas. People buy entire cases knowing they'll eat them all within a week. The cookies fund camping trips and badges, but honestly, most buyers just want their annual sugar fix. 86. Free hugs might sound awkward, but Americans embrace it literally. College students hold signs downtown offering hugs to strangers. High five campaigns try to break world records in city squares. Group hugs happen at music festivals without warning. What starts as social experiments often turns genuine. Skeptical tourists end up smiling after getting pulled into these random acts of human connection. 87. Stadium parking lots transform into outdoor restaurants hours before kickoff. Families arrive with portable grills, folding chairs, and enough food to feed small armies. Rival fans actually share snacks and beer sometimes. Cornhole games and music fill the air while team flags wave from car windows. Some people never even enter the stadium. The tailgate party is the real event for them. 88. Nothing says American sports fan like wearing a giant foam finger. These oversized accessories cost $20, but fans buy them anyway. Cheese-shaped hats dominate Green Bay Packers games. TV cameras always hunt for the most ridiculous fan outfits. People spend hours crafting elaborate costumes just to appear on the Jumbotron for 5 seconds. Team spirit gets measured by how silly you're willing to look. 89. Arm wrestling matches break out in parks during family gatherings. Street performers challenge random people to jump rope contests. Chili pepper eating competitions happen at food festivals with medical staff standing by. Winners get nothing but bragging rights and applause from strangers. These spontaneous displays of human ability turn ordinary afternoons into memorable spectacles that everyone wants to record on their phones. 90. Subway dancers perform elaborate routines to music only they can hear. People practice choreography while waiting for buses, completely unbothered by stares. Silent dance battles happen in shopping mall food courts. Strangers sometimes join in, creating impromptu flash mobs. Confidence matters more than rhythm. Americans will dance anywhere, anytime, with or without actual music playing around them. 91. Elementary schools pack gymnasiums for spelling competitions like they're championship games. Students train for months memorizing dictionary pages with their parents as coaches. Winners become local celebrities featured in newspapers. The National Spelling Bee gets broadcast on television with real commentary. Kids cry over missed words while audiences gasp at impossible spellings. Academic competition gets the full sports treatment in America. 92. Americans clap for the weirdest things. Drop your phone and catch it midair. Applause from strangers. Someone sneezes particularly loud in a restaurant. The whole table cheers. Bus driver makes a sharp turn without spilling anyone's coffee. Standing ovation from passengers. It's like we're constantly looking for reasons to celebrate random human achievements that barely qualify as achievements. 93. Food truck festivals have become the new county fair. Cities shut down entire blocks just so dozens of mobile kitchens can park together and serve everything from Korean tacos to deep-fried ice cream sandwiches. People walk around with paper plates, sampling foods they can't pronounce. The The best part? Everyone votes for their favorite truck like it's a presidential election. Democracy in action, one taco at a time, 94. Regular people film themselves doing absolutely nothing and somehow get thousands of viewers. Walking to the grocery store becomes a live event. Buying milk turns into interactive entertainment where chat comments decide which brand to choose. Strangers become overnight celebrities just by streaming their daily routine. The weird part is people actually watch someone else fold laundry for 2 hours straight. 95. Neighborhoods throw parties so big they literally shut down streets. Block parties require permits, police barriers, and official road closures just so families can grill burgers in the middle of what used to be a functioning street. Kids ride bikes where cars normally drive. Adults set up bounce houses on asphalt. It's controlled chaos with live bands and way too much potato salad for everyone involved. 96. School pickup lines are military operations disguised as suburban routine. Parents arrive 30 minutes early to secure prime carpool positioning. Teachers hold numbered signs like airport arrivals. Kids memorize license plates and car colors because there's no time for confusion. The whole system runs on split-second timing and the absolute terror of holding up 50 cars behind you during afternoon dismissal. 97. Lost pet searches become community-wide missions with candlelight vigils and prayer circles. Missing cat posters appear on every telephone pole within a 5-mile radius. Neighbors form search parties with flashlights and treat bags. Local news stations dedicate entire segments to finding someone's missing hamster. The dedication level rivals search and rescue operations for actual humans. Social media turns everyone into amateur pet detectives. 98. Shopping becomes group therapy when strangers ask random people for life advice. Should I buy the red dress or blue one? Entire departments weigh in with opinions. Dating decisions get crowdsourced at coffee shops. Career choices debated in grocery store aisles. Complete strangers offer relationship counseling while waiting in line. It's like having a panel of unpaid consultants everywhere you go. 99. Walk into any McDonald's after 3 p.m. and you'll spot them. College students hunched over laptops, typing away while nursing a $1 coffee for 3 hours straight. Business meetings happen over Big Macs. People take Zoom calls from corner booths. Fast food joints became America's unofficial co-working spaces the moment free Wi-Fi arrived. Staff just shrug and let the laptop crowd camp out until closing time. 100. Every Saturday morning, hundreds of yoga mats suddenly appear in Central Park. Strangers stretch together while joggers weave around downward dogs. Mall parking lots host sunrise yoga sessions. Beach classes draw crowds who've never met but breathe in unison. The instructor's voice echoes through loudspeakers as toddlers crawl between the poses. It's meditation meets public performance art, and somehow it works perfectly. 101. Remember the cronut craze? People literally fought over fried dough. Lines stretched for blocks when Popeyes released their chicken sandwich. Grown adults camping overnight for cronuts that cost $5 each. Staff had to call security when the Korean corn dogs ran out. Social media turns every new snack into a cultural event. One viral TikTok, and suddenly everyone needs that specific smoothie bowl